welcome! Sorry I'm running late. As you can see, I'm a little busy right now. Not gonna die. Not gonna die. This guy's actually fairly easy. He's just got a lot of health.
Especially when all you have is taking. But, you know, show him a few film, please. Why did the Elegance think artificial men's recorder was a good idea?
It's Elegance. Why'd they think anything was a good idea?
Hey, Doodles. So, you smacked a snail at the wrong time, didn't you?
I forgot snails exploded when you hit them.
Oh. When you hit them? No, they do damage back to you.
No,
It's like an instant kill.
Yeah. Effectively, they get an ability off, and you have to wait for it to drop, because anytime you hit them, it auto-reflects, and it's an insta-kill. Yeah, I forgot that.
Now, is that magical, physical, or both?
Physical.
Okay.
So if you stay in Magic Rage, I believe you can plink them. Hello, Clink!
Yeah. Assuming magic is what you do.
Yeah. But if you get
Birds,
into melee
not so much.
range, your auto attack will kill them.
Attack will kill you. Yeah, I
remember that way too well.
I hate those things. I really wonder how you're supposed to solo those things.
The answer is avoid.
But I'm here to kill things!
I know.
How could they punish me for killing things? Hey, Clink.
Yeah, I know. It is what it is. With that said,
It's really unfair. That's what it is.
I did not realize there was an achievement to getting to level 50 solo.
Oh.
Didn't get anything for it for points, but there you go.
And bragging rights.
And bragging rights.
Can't forget the bragging rights.
See, there's a gate here somewhere. There we go. I was too busy viewing my all by Eureka self. That's the name of the achievement.
Nice.
Yeah, a lot of people are looking forward to it. I am just sad that they tied the relic grind to going back in, or going into the other zone. It's like, I did find it interesting that they did not tie the dungeon of the new exploration zone to its completion. But yeah, no relics for me. Oh well. However, they did mention about bringing in a new deep dungeon. So it's like, yay!
Okay then.
They did not mention anything about a variant dungeon, however.
No!
I will admit, I really enjoyed the Variant Dungeons, but at the same time, I was a bit saddened
Yes.
by them in the fact that they use them as an extension of the high-end raiding scene
Yeah. I am not happy about that.
instead of letting
They
people...
need more 1 to 4 player content.
Or variable player content.
1 to 4.
Yeah.
Literally 1 to 4. Not 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. 1 to 4.
Yeah. Oh, come on! Silly waffle! Wouldn't let me land. It's like, I land, it takes 2 steps, I click on the, person I need to talk to trade zones, and immediately it takes off.
It wants to go on walkies or flies.
I question their decision on having the top end coins being random out in the world mob drops and the silver coins being drops for the fates.
Eh?
That it's effectively they reversed what gets you the drops.
What's this?
For the new exploration zone. In Eureka, it was light. In Bosja, it was coins. Here, it's effectively, gold coin and silver coin. The silver coins are from the big,
So things like the Pagus crystals and such?
yeah.
Okay.
Those are coming from Fates, where the gold coins, which gets you the higher end stuff, at least according from what I understand, is drops from random mobs just around the zone. The other thing is that, unlike Bosja, because when Bosja came out, there was no deep dungeon, you can't XP your way through a job real quick. Not count... I'm talking actual jobs in the real world, not the, new secondary jobs that is the new slot ins for the Isle. That's what deep dungeons are for. But they are allowing you to sync with your buddies no matter what your range is. So you can't have, or you won't have the problem of, my buddy's been farming this for a week and I'm just starting. What do you mean he's in a different section of the zone that I can't really go into? So they're trying to get around that.
So what if you're like still in ARR content, you can get him?
No. It has its own level system.
Oh, good grief.
They've always had their own level systems. Yeah, and no gating. You can only get to this section of the zone until you get to this level of inside its own level system. Then it'll open up to the next section. Apparently they're getting rid of that.
I know there was like like questing walkouts.
Yeah, in Bosja they did questing / Aetheryte lockouts. I.e. you had to get a certain XP to unlock the next of that zone to get the next Aetheryte, and once you got that, it opened up the next section of the zone. They're getting rid of those gates. It looks like the new cosmic exploration, which is probably what we'd more be into, is looking more, there's more things to do than just go out and gather.
I've seen that get mentioned recently, and I have in a context that kind of says you should know what this is, and I don't know what that is.
Cosmic exploration is the new version of the Ishgard restoration, effectively. It is to Ishgard restoration as the new Crescent Isle is to Bosja and Eureka. It's all designed for crafting and gathering content as opposed to combat content.
Okay.
But it looks to be a little more in-depth than what they ended up building with Diadem.
Right. Seems really more like Diadem.
It's a combination of the Ishgard restoration and Diadem all put together.
Well, they kind of ended up with bunching those together.
Yeah. And all the progress is going to be server world based. So Siren is going to have its own progress compared to Sagittarius, compared to all the others on our data center server block.
Kinda like they did with Ishgard.
Yeah. I know a lot of people were po-poing the glamours that come from the Crescent Isle, which are very much FF9 based, and
Crescent Isle.
that's the new exploration zone that we were talking about.
Okay.
But I'm like, actually, it's nice to have good, simple glams.
Not to mention, how can you go wrong with FF9?
And FF5. The other thing is that they aren't necessarily locked to. They're locked to role type and not job. So it was blowing people's brains watching this scholar running around in white mage gear. Oh, that's their own
People
problem.
can get their minds blown a bit easy.
Yeah.
Speaking of crafting type things, I believe that's on the agenda.
Mm-hmm. So, do you need levels or do you need quest?
We need to go to the studio.
We need quest.
Let's see. I guess it's alchemy and culinarian, so alchemy preferred at the moment.
Yeah. They've also put out a new keyboard collab, which is a
yes.
little pricey, but kind of fun looking. Yeah, and the cosmic exploration, which is the crafting gathering end of it, you can level in it, and as long as you've completed Endwalker, you can work it. You don't have to have
Right.
completed Dawn Trail. So that's kind of nice. This thing is just silly.
I bet. With a nice dramatic intro.
Yes. If you have the music on, which I do not. because I like listening to the zone
Shame.
music.
But how else are you gonna get the neat mount musics? Not to mention Chocobo theme. How can you skip the Chocobo theme?
No worries, Clink. Not like I haven't had to reboot myself sometimes.
Here.
Yeah, the main thing they didn't actually touch on was actually variant dungeons. Now, they did mention
Yeah.
there were some in the works a few live letters ago,
Yes.
but we have not seen hide nor hair of them since.
Yeah, I am disappointed in them in the fact that I was expecting the Criterion version to be a tough version of the variant dungeon instead of a completely different, tier and group setup. But the basic variant dungeons themselves are still great.
The biggest complaint is people didn't like the reward system for it. It's like, okay.
There's a point there, but that's not why I'm there and not why I wanted to be there.
Well, it was also complaints of the particularly for Savage,
Yep.
which is we want the next gear upgrade. It's like,
Yep.
but
And like I said, if it's going to be at that level of difficulty, I can understand why the people who are doing it would be a bit put out. But like I said, that's not why I'm there, and not the difficulty scale that I expected or wanted. Unfortunately, FF14 does suffer from the bane of most MMOs of skipping over content designed for just you and a buddy or two.
yeah, it's either everybody or nobody.
Yeah.
Some of us are not socialites. I'm just happy we got the trusts in finally. I just wish we could do that with more than one person, but it is what it is.
Oh, right, yes. You're slipping. I was trying to think of various multiplayer modes and going, no.
Now, what's really
The
annoying...
trusts are a big improvement, but yeah, it's another great example of what we're complaining about, where they just said, okay, you don't have to have a full party, but you can have, any number up to through 3, and if you want to do 4, then go into the regular system.
Yeah, it is what it is. I still kind of scratch my head over the fact that a lot of people complain that FF Raiders are some of the worst raiders out there, and I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Are you just saying that, or is all your experience through Party Finder? Because Party Finder is where you get all the dregs. Now, there's some really good people in Party Finder.
Mm-mm.
But that's where you notice the dregs more. It's one of the things I kind of have to watch with Action, bless his heart, is he's been burnt by Party Finder so much that he does stuff that's kind of a bit toxic because he's gotten the toxic end of it for so much. So I'm like, but it's funny, once you get him with a group with his buddies, all that behavior just disappears. And I'm wondering if it's a self-fulfilling prophecy on a lot of players.
It might be.
Hello, Linus! The other issue is... there? With...
Person in chat.
Yes.
At least for the evening.
The other issue, of course, being that not everyone wants to go for that end of content, and yet that end of content tends to seep down into the lower end to the point where it's like you have to play like this in order to do anything. It's like, no?
Yeah.
You can't.
Witness, my concerns about, the slow creep of dungeon difficulty.
Even though people are complaining that it's too simple and too easy, and that it's actually been dumbed down.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Uh-huh. I've been trying to remember which dungeon was it that I had all the trouble with the first boss.
This expansion or last expansion?
This expansion. It took me like 24 tries.
That would have actually been the first boss of Alexandria, and you were not the only one. A lot of people actually complained about that one, that the difficulty on that boss said it was reversed.
That wasn't even reversed or anything. I just was nearly unable to get through it. I don't think there's ever been an ending boss I've had that much trouble with.
Yeah, part of it, I think, is that the visual tells were not very visual. It was starting to stray into WoW territory where the, it's like, yeah, the boss is doing a tell. You can't tell because of all the other special effects, and it's, at least in WoW, part of the issue there is that they expect you to be running add-ons. So I have to ask Linus, which dumb drama is this one? There's always some sort of dumb drama going on.
There's also a question of how current.
Yeah.
Remember the texture.
Hold on, I need to be in a different class. What am I doing this? I'm doing this as cooking. That's right.
Roy appears to have had a revelation.
Ah, Theron, Rylea, my partner in Panaloaf Improvement. Oh dear.
Ah, yes. That's right.
I've been researching the subject of texture, and I think I found the cause of our powdery problem. The answer lies in the yeast. It seems the sugar content of the sweetener weakened its usual effects, preventing the dough from being fully leavened. That would be a problem. Which means that if we can create a yeast more properly suited to sweetened dough, then our bread will be as moist as we can make it. Knowing, however, is not the same as doing. While I understand the basics, formulating yeast from scratch is rather beyond my current abilities.
There's a lot of people who'd say the same thing.
Yeah, yeast from scratch is not something to... yeah.
Usually you go with the yeasts you have.
Once more, I must call upon you to rise to the occasion. Sorry. No, you're
Yeah.
not sorry. You're not sorry at all.
At least not sorry enough. Okay. Deliver jars of Penelo
Of
feast.
yeast.
Right.
So, how bad does this thing look? If I can
Palm
find...
sugar, amra, and Luna tender blossoms. Alright, expansion back. Palm sugar is cooking only and comes from palm syrup.
Hold on.
Yeah, you're getting
I
the
have
thing.
23 palm sugar in my bag. I don't know if that's enough
Okay.
because it needs 4 each.
Uh-oh. Yeah, let's see, if we need to make 6,
That'd be 12.
then you'd need, no, not if it needs 4. That'd be 24 for each of us. So you're not quite halfway there.
I'll remove that from my bag for now, though. We're gonna have to spend fate tokens.
Eh?
Because Arma and Luna Tender are mob drops.
Right. So why fate tokens?
Because it's more easy and consistent than trying to get mobs to drop, was it 12 each? For the combined of the
Fully
two of
supply
us?
both of us, yes.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's the...
Use some XP.
Why don't you go after the Luna Tender Blossoms?
Yeah. Let me guess, I need slender tenders.
You need Slender Tenders. On the moon. Have fun.
To the moon!
Meanwhile, I get to gather my body weight in palm sugar. Which is over by the Great Work.
You know, I think I'm gonna do this the easy way. If expensive.
I will acknowledge that the story could have been stronger than it was, and the characters could have been stronger than they were, but we're still eating good.
Yeah. I am very happy with the story. I mean, it wasn't as good. There's almost no way it could have been.
Yeah, it's like...
Nearly impossible. For one thing, the previous one had a decade's worth of writing behind it.
Yeah, I will agree some of the characterizations were a little off. It did suffer a little of characters are going to break characters so that they could do what the plot needs them to do. But
Yeah.
I know whole work books by, like, laureate scholars that pull the same shite. So it's like... I'm just
Oh, really?
taking
Your hunt targets.
a lot of the story as, yes, it could be better. It could have been a lot worse. It was still good.
Oh, yes.
I enjoyed my time with it. I don't see what the big hubbub is.
I still consider it better than Stormblood.
Yeah, I will agree. Stormbud was the second low point. The first, of course,
Yeah.
being AAR. Which, story-wise, was not bad, especially compared
Nope.
to any other MMO out there at the time.
Oh boy, yeah.
Oh my god. Low bar. A lot of these people don't realize how good they actually have it.
Yeah.
Especially before we came back to FF14, we did experience a couple other MMOs. Oh boy. It was the writing painful.
Well, depending. I mean,
I'm thinking Arc-Age, where your snark
Yes.
meter was in full-blown over-speaking overtime.
yes. Yeah. Arch-Age, well, it's a Korean MMO. That's kind of all you need to say about the rating, sadly.
Yeah, a lot of people are complaining about the Hrothgar and the Vieira hats, and I do not disagree with them. I will state that for a fact. I think part of the problem is they are suffering from the Japanese of, we've done something for so long this way, and we need to do it that way instead, and they don't make time to actually get another system in place so that they can wear hats.
Yeah.
But making games is hard, so it's like, okay, this is their choice. I don't agree with it. But I'm not going to kick them out of bed for eating crackers either. It's like, people have been whining forever about wanting a transmog system in FF14 instead of our current glamour system. And one of the things that a lot of people don't realize, now, this is, I will preface this is my knowledge of the engine for WoW ends at end of Cataclysm. So, I haven't played the modern version. I don't care to play the modern version. I don't know if they've gone in and changed things behind the scenes that would affect this. But in World of Warcraft, one of the things they do is that your model, most of the clothing is actually just different texture maps with maybe a couple of extra flanges. And how it displays on the screen is that you have effectively a set of layer toggles, and all the layers are hidden except for what you're wearing. So you're always wearing everything constantly, which makes something like the transmog system really easy to deal with, because it's already loaded into the system.
Also, why they keep some of why they keep things a bit lower poly.
And they put all their points into the texture maps, because they can just swap texture maps on the fly, and it's not a very big strain on the system at all. Now, with FF14, all the clothing is in individual files as separate models. They model every bit of clothing, which is great. I mean, there's a reason why the game looks as good as it does. Is part of the reason why is they have that setup. However, when you have...
Oh, no, I am not fighting you.
Did you meet a friend?
You might want to swap to my screen.
Oh yes, that's a hunt target. One, it will pound you into the dust.
Yes!
Not as badly that you're 100 points over, or 10 points over. However, you also
I'm 91.
Yeah, 91, that's not going to happen. The other thing is that because that's a hunt target, that's a rank A,
Okay.
You will get the hunt community very mad at you because they purposely save them up so they can do the big train.
Yes.
And they don't like it when people scalp their targets, which I don't necessarily blame them, but it's one of those things of you don't know until someone yells at you.
Yeah.
Because it's a custom politeness culture thing, and if you're not in that little subculture of the game, it can get squirrely. But back on
Still stuck in
to
11.
14. The downside of doing the models this way for the clothing is that it is more of a load bearing every time a new character phases into your view.
Yes.
You get like a hunt train full of people where they're trying to load in all those different models on the fly. Yeah, it's pretty sad. It is very sad.
And this is why VR games on the level of Shangri-La Frontiers are very much fantasy at the moment.
Yeah. But that's why FF functions the way it does. For clothing, and why we have the glamour plates. The glamour plates are doing are loading in. Well, that for just 3 armor. Are preloading all those different combinations per each character. It's still a little heavy on the load, but it's not trying to load everything that Final Fantasy is capable of loading all at the same time. But that's why we have a limited glamour plate system, is it's anytime your character loads into the game and into an area, all the things that are in the glamour plate are also loading in. This includes into dungeon. But it's also why they limit when you can swap a glamour plate.
Yes, Doodles. Okay, I have gotten my dozen.
I'm up to 5 of 12.
Oh dear!
Yeah.
And going back quite a bit, Link's mentioned on 7.2 story. Yeah, and that's the thing about the on-trail story is, from everything they've said, this is kind of the beginning of a new journey, and yeah, we will be seeing repercussions from 7.0 for the next decade. Just which repercussions we see and when is a question. Oh, by the way, I'm still on main screen. Should probably flip back, especially now.
What's this? Oh.
Hey, it's not like I'm going to complain about being the center of attention.
Yeah, I'm trying to get these stupid fruits to drop. I'm 8 of 12.
Okay, well, that's better.
Sorry about that, Linus.
Things away.
If you want to, we are also streaming on YouTube,
Yes.
so you can come find us there.
Pretty much the same channel name.
Yep.
But certainly good to see you. We get too few visitors here. Work on that. Water something.
Need them to respawn faster.
Yeah, I was running out of Slender Tenders at the end there.
Oof. Do we have any more? Nope, nope. Still the same 8. Grr. The other thing you have to keep in mind with FF14, and this is a case of it's a neutral point. It's neither good nor bad. And that's the fact that it is 10 years. It's not necessarily the same team. They've been promoting people, they've been moving people around departments, people have retired.
Yeah, I mean, Stormblood, you know, what we're talking about is the second blue point, was basically the intro of a new writer. From what I recall you saying.
Yeah, and at the same time, they were given a very difficult writing task.
Yeah. But I believe they also continued on and had gotten better.
Yeah, I think that'll be good for Yoshi. The fact that Yoshi P stepped down from the board of directors. Where am I hitting? Back to Charlene?
Yes.
What's the easiest way there?
The easiest way is to teleport, which is what I did.
Oh, I'll
The
teleport
cheapest, easiest
halfway.
way is something else.
Yeah, the chat is disabled on YouTube because I can't monitor it. I can only monitor Twitch, so. At the same time, no one says you have to watch YouTube and have the chat up for Twitch on the same in a different section. But do what you feel is most comfortable for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
We have
And
only...
always just leave a comment or two on the YouTube video. That'd be
No.
first.
Comments are disabled on YouTube.
Oh, completely disabled?
Yeah.
Ah. Sorry.
Now, I've got it disabled for 2 reasons. One, I can't monitor it, so I can't smack down the inevitable bot that rears its head like the Loch Ness Monster. And 2, Twitch does not... When they readjusted their terms of service, multi-streaming was okay, but you had... Part of the deal is that you have to focus on the Twitch chat and not necessarily the others. So it's a minor thing. I only have 2 eyeballs, so but yeah, Yoshi P stepping down from board of directors I think is a good thing, because that allows him to do what he loves, which is making and playing games, instead of worrying about things like, quarterly reports and finances and what do you mean we didn't make our targets, and yeah, all the stuff business people worry about that gamers are like, can we just make a good game, man? So, my basic opinion to a lot of the drama is a lot of people are making hay while the sun shines so that they have something to talk about. And don't let it affect your love of the game. If you enjoyed it, then that's all you need to worry about. I mean, there are some people who didn't enjoy it, and I'm like, okay, if you didn't enjoy it, then that's fine. That's not everyone likes the same type of games. Just please don't try and make FF14 into something it isn't. But I've got a funny feeling, especially with the end of the MSQ in patch 7.15, actually it'd be 7.1, they really kind of hinted at, okay, this is where the story's gonna go. Or I think we're about to step out of mucking around the Shire. But we will see. I don't know what direction they're going to go. I really dislike that big purple dome on the horizon in Shalawani. I'm sorry, when it comes to dimensional travel, please pick a lane and stay in it. Don't do this halvesies. But we will see how it goes. I am a little concerned that we no longer have our patron saint Heidelin backing us up, but that's another matter.
Yeah, between her and the gods for the first time in quite a while, the star is kind of on its own. The dragon's kind of caretaking.
I have no problems with the dragon's caretaking.
Yeah, but it's down to just them. They did have backstops until now.
Yeah. As long as they don't get embroiled in another war with humanity again, that kind of sucked. Though I've got a feeling we won't see any of that for a while.
Well, maybe if Estinian would stop smashing all of Vitra's toys.
He apologized!
And then goes back and does it again.
And again. And again. And again for good measure.
Yes.
But think of all these artisans he's helping Vitra employ. Okay. Back to cooking. And I apparently need to make our body weight in palm sugar. Yeah, body body weight in palm sugar.
I am willing to help with this.
I assume you want yours to be high quality.
It would be a big help.
And how many do you need in high quality?
All of them?
And how many is all of them?
You should know. Let's see, we're making 6 Panalo Feast. Each one needs 4 palm sugar, so 24. And like I said, I'm willing to help out on this.
You have a good night, Lioness. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, yes. Great to hear from you.
By the way, the Steam Spring Sale does include Monochrome Mobius.
Ah,
Just saying.
yeah, I need to take a good look at my wish list. And
So,
see if I
how
can
many do you
grab
need high
anything.
quality?
24.
I should be able to do this by quick sync.
Yes.
Because I've got 23 already, that means I just need one more to high quality.
Yep.
I've been hearing good things about Wilds this
Trigger
time
is
around.
75% off. Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Which looks kind of interesting, but we haven't really followed or anything.
Though apparently it's awesome on the PlayStation and it's horrible on PC, from what I understand.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a wait until they figure out how to fix that up.
Yeah, I don't know if it was this round of Monster Hunters, but I saw this one video of someone taking out a monster with a cactar.
Okay.
He got the cactar to start going off, doing its needle attack, and then
Yeah.
kited a monster into it, and the needle attack killed the monster.
Perfect. Yeah, Monochrome Mobius is 30% off. Looks like Prelude to the Fallen is not on sale. Boo hiss.
No, I think it's just Monochrome Mobius.
Lots of other things on sale.
Though they need to update their listing for Monochrome Mobius. Like, that's been out a couple of years now. Why are you still listing it as a new RPG?
Yeah, they never update those.
Well, it sounds like they either
and
fixed
I
the
will need
issue
the
or
12 Amra, and I need to hand you Limit Tender Blossoms.
oh, right.
Or not 12, but 6. Six for me, 6 for you.
So if they fix the issue, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
It also could be, it may have been just one graphics card.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that graphics card, then you don't need to worry about it.
Let's see, this is all on collectability with only 2 benchmarks instead of the normal 3. Interesting.
To be fair, PC development is always squirrely because of how variable PCs can be.
Mm-hmm.
Having a really good system is awesome. Mine is decent. Mostly thanks to the fact that Kerdoin dumped a graphics card on me over the holidays.
Yes.
And suddenly a lot of my odds problems went away.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's very nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I will admit, I'm a little sad that I haven't been able to really play any Impalia since they've started their New Year,
Yeah.
Lunar New Year. Because when they did that, they did something to the graphics engine, and it's like functioning under a Unreal 3 camera system, and oh man, it's the motion sickness is yes.
Very yes from what you said.
Yeah, I know
Okay,
it's
let's
supposed
go
to
in and turn
be.
in the first half. We should be able to turn them in
Mhm.
separately because I am running out of room.
Yeah. It's supposed to be on the Unreal 4 engine, which I generally don't have problems with, but...
And you didn't.
And I didn't until they put that new thing in, and the motion control sickness, they
Went
used
from
to
0
have...
to yes.
Well, no. Inside the settings, they actually had a
right.
thing to help with motion sickness,
yeah.
and that's been removed. It's not there.
Yeah. Just when they need it most.
Yeah. I'm really susceptible to that type of thing, which is really annoying because I would really love a rig to play Beat Saber. I want to play that game so badly, but I know the moment I put a VR helmet on, I'm gonna be blowing chunks.
Most likely.
It's like no fair. I want my laser show, please and thank you.
I have to admit I don't really see the appeal.
Yeah, it's just... I'm afraid our bread will never be all that it can be if we cannot solve this yeast dilemma. We have yeast right here. We have yeast going back to the Taft administration.
Well, maybe you do. I only have 3. This special yeast should greatly improve the powdery texture of Panaloaf. Okay, let me deliver those.
Oh dear, that does not sound good. I'm sorry, Clink.
Oh boy.
To be fair,
Okay, back to...
we have a friend who has a VR setup, and he broke his hand with it because it was a fighting game, and he punched his dresser.
Oh no. I had not heard about this.
Yeah. I think he also mangled his foot at one point because he kicked and, well, dresser!
Oops.
Now, I think I need to spin some seals.
I have a feeling I'm gonna need to.
Probably materia. Yeah, I need that. So many materia. Actually, I've got a little ways to go on that one. But yeah, VR can be fun, but it also can be dangerous if you don't have a clear area.
I have to admit, I'm probably not going to get around to VR until Full Dive exists, which maybe never.
I will admit, we do have a Nintendo Switch, and it has been very tempting just for the giggle factor to get the Fist of the North Star cardio boxing game.
Oh dear. oh dear.
It's a real thing. I am not joking.
I didn't think you were, but...
On Switch, which means it's a really current game.
I think that's gonna go over by just a little.
Do you want me to hold on this hand in?
Yeah. I just turned in 2 of the 3, and there's my level.
That's a ding.
Yes.
But seriously, the sheer geek factor right there.
Yes.
Oh man.
There's a lot to be said for that.
I was actually very disappointed that they went ahead and shut down. It was like one of the first titles on Switch, and it really used its motion control system. It was a fighting game. I want to say Long Arm. And they basically used the motion control in the Joy-Cons as a extension so that the arms of the character would get longer and shorter because they're actually springs.
Yes,
and it was just starting to really build its fight scene. And they canceled it.
Okay, time to turn in number 6.
Now, this is some potent-looking yeast. Trust me, after the hours I've spent staring at such things during my studies, the quality is obvious. Thank you for all your hard work. The 3rd test batch of Penaloaf turned out just as moist as we'd hoped. And without compromising the original integrity of its nutritional content. It was well received by the clientele at the last stand, and even our difficult-to-please regular gave his seal of approval. I would, however, like to hear your opinion on the, to my knowledge, foremost gourmet in Charlian. I speak of Master Dickon, the owner of The Last Stand. Everything I know of gourmet cooking I owe to that man. Come, why don't we go see what he has to say?
Okay. I ain't gonna find anyone better this side of the Bismarck.
Master Dickon, what do you think of the 3rd batch?
It's a decent loaf, alright. For an Oricon loaf, that's amazingly high praise.
Effectively, yeah.
Certainly a far cry from what you started with. That very first sample tasted like a sponge fished out of a sewer ditch.
Ew!
I expect you have your... yeah. I expect you have your new friend to thank for this sudden leap in progress. I swear a vendetta against that foul-tasting evil. Yes!
Oh, my
The
dear.
explosion.
Yes. Oh, my dear favorite, Relia, you two are a gourmet after my own heart. A crusader for culinary quality.
Be that as it may, you yet have work to do. You've worked wonders with the taste and the texture, but there's no aroma. It needs a savory scent to draw you in and set your mouth to watering. Yes, if you don't draw a crowd of people simply by placing a fan behind a fresh baked loaf, you have a problem.
Yes. Yes. So isn't smelly enough. The road to gastronomic excellence is never ending, it seems. But if that is what it takes to earn your approval, then we must bake on. Bake on, bake off?
Ah, you reminded me of old Marvin. He was the fellow who built this place, dedicated his life to bringing fine food to Shirley. That life ended before he'd truly accomplished his goal, and the last stand passed on to me. Even now, gourmet cooking remains something of a foreign concept in this nation. It's the kind of place where puffed up experts like your professor label their nutritional experiments the perfect meal, as if anything with such a revolting flavor could ever be deemed perfect. Listen, the Last Stand was named so for a reason. We're a cultural outpost, the final defense against those who would condemn Charlene's diet to blandness and monotony. At the very least. If you share Mervin's dream, and I believe you do, then I implore you to carry on his legacy. We will, 2 crafting levels at a time.
After hearing what Master Dickon had to say, I'm more determined than ever to make it a truly perfect Penelope. As before, allow me some time to conjugate on the problem. Then we can see about adding a tantalizing aroma to the next batch of bread. Esteem level increased. Indispensable baker.
Indispensable baker. Yes.
Do-do-do.
And 85. And since I'm trying to keep both up to date on this one, that means a level of alchemy and 2 levels of culinarian. I've got half a mug of tea. Unleaded, thank you. Shall we go do custom deliveries?
Okay, let's see who we have for custom deliveries. I am showing Andin, Charlemagne, and Eltul, and Manago.
For me, it's Charlemagne and Monaco.
Okay, who would you prefer, Charlemagne or Manago? Charlemagne should be higher.
Charlemagne. Yes, he is.
Okay, off to Gishgard, I guess.
Switch down. Oh, actually, culinarian's 84 also. Okay, so I just need a level of each.
Yeah, I think it was called like long arms or arms.
Arms.
Yeah, it was a fairly interesting idea, but apparently it took a while for the fight scene to get going because it had this odd uniqueness people couldn't figure out, but once people did, it started building, but by then the developers and Nintendo basically said, eh! It was like,
Oh dear.
dang it!
Relegated to a handful of people on dying servers exploiting glitches.
I'm not sure. I think they cut the servers. You can now only play it effectively couch co-op.
Yeah. Firmament?
I think so?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Just realized who we were visiting.
Yes. And while I'm not really into fight games, mostly because there is a very steep learning curve and people don't give you time to learn, I do think it's one of those fun things to occasionally mess around with friends. And those who enjoy fight games, more power to you.
Yeah, there was a bit of a small video essay on YouTube I saw recently where Unfortunately, he didn't really tackle the subject from the direction I was hoping for. Talking about, why it ends up working. But he does talk about, one of the things that makes Shangri-La Frontier work is the fact that, it, and getting into other things later, feels like a real game. A lot of these series where you deal with a game as part of the main story, it doesn't actually feel like a game. It's got some pasted on things and not any real deep understanding of how games work.
Hello, Charlemagne. What do you want
points
today?
out that part of
Art supplies.
what really makes the series. Yep.
We driving to UA Arts now?
Yes. Hopefully Mike will give us a discount.
Mike's no longer there anymore.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Mike is retired.
Good for him.
Yeah.
But he was talking about the fact that not only does the main game of the series feel properly developed, he's done it for several others also, and they all feel like, yeah, I can see this as a game that would work and have people playing it. Six components. Oh, hold on a moment.
Uh-oh.
Oh!
This'll be quick.
Yeah. I want to hand you materia because I am so short on
Okay.
it. Also, can I hand you the palm sugar back?
Yes.
That helps. Don't think I have enough, but I have more.
By the way, do you need a tiny Ekivore?
Probably already have one, but link it. Yep, I have it.
He's lonely.
Yeah, no doubt. And what level is this considered? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this takes no time at all.
77. I'm like 3 levels off of Trained Eye.
Yeah, I was kind of sad to hear that, Them's Fighting Herds is shut down.
Oh, I thought it went on sale recently.
Oh, the game is still playable. They left it in a state that is totally playable, but they are no longer developing content for it. It's effectively in maintenance mode. Which is sad because they were looking at adding a few more new characters.
Ah.
But I don't know if they could get enough of a scene to keep it alive. Unlike Skullgirls.
Yeah. That sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah, these are all fighting games.
Yeah. But it sounds vaguely familiar.
I still liked it when the new Street Fighter came out and you could actually make a character. And some of the
Yes.
abominations were just, oh my gosh. They were special. And of course, people are doing the same thing to Monster Hunter now.
Yeah. Godbert. That was a fairly impressive Godbert, too.
Yeah. The one I saw is someone found the luminous quality for the skin, so they effectively were running around and their head was just this glowing light bulb.
Okay, then.
It's like, wow, that's some specialness right there.
Okay, let's start turn-ins. I am out of space, but I
Yep.
only need to make one more. Do the first three, I think.
And he's always impressed with our quality.
We always have impressive quality.
I sure hope so. Customer is always right, Charlemald. 2.
Yep. 1 for me. Okay, let me make number 6 real fast.
48 collectibles. And doing a 150 gets you a title.
Hmm. Okay. Now for the next 3.
Niku Weekwa's title is Transdimensional Tycoon.
Right.
Dang.
And there's Alchemy 85. Barely, but it counts. So let's switch over to Culinarian real fast. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Time to go buy script, or spend the script. Which is over on the other side of the city, isn't it?
I think so.
No, he is a script trader, too.
Oh,
There's
nice.
like 2 script merchants here.
Nice.
Ah. That was the problem.
Yes. Oh, look, more materia.
Yes.
Ooh.
Just try overmelding. They'll all go away in a hurry.
I think I'm going to wait to overmeld.
Yeah. Customer is always right.
And let's see what I got. Oh, looks like his nephew's getting the hang of things.
Yes.
I'm just skipping through.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Trouble in paradise for the little tyke.
Ah.
Okay, back to the house.
Or
Do
go
you
for the other one.
do you really want to stand at the Forgotten Night?
That's not what I mean.
Hmm?
I'm contemplating stretching this to do Manago.
Is the caffeinated tea gonna last that long?
You mean decaffeinated tea?
Yes. Because sooner or later you're gonna face
I've got some left.
Fine,
With
fine.
any luck, I can train dye that one. And we'll have better seating. Maybe.
You know we're gonna go an hour over.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm hoping to keep it closer to half an hour, but yes. We're about ready to go shooting past that. Like I said.
Hey! My, Lentwaffle fits through the doorways. Mostly.
No, it didn't.
But,
Did you see the chunks it took out of those pillars?
but they reappeared themselves.
Dungeon cleaners.
Manago, what do you want?
Resistance material. Things for me.
Yep, it looks like both of us. Yeah, we do. It is Saturday
I had like
tomorrow.
4 bonuses, and I had 2, and the 2 I had matched 2 of yours.
I
Yes.
do have to be careful because I've been running a small cold for the past couple of days, so I have been extra tired, and I got up early today. Well, early for me.
Early, you say.
I said early for me. That's collectibles.
Splendour's vendor, maybe? Fieldcraft items? No.
No. We want this material supplier.
That's right. Yeah, resistance material component or material component. Takes 4 of the components.
Oh, what?
So
It
you
takes
actually need
multiples?
24. Yeah, this is an old one. So you're gonna need 24 instead of 6. And I'm going to do it the stupid way.
You're building up for nothing, aren't you?
Uh-huh. Hey, it's cheaper.
For various degrees of cheaper. There is something called penny wise and pound foolish.
I don't believe you.
Did we just have an earthquake?
Not that I noticed.
It was like a really, really tiny one. Give me a minute to finish these and I'll look on USGS.
Yes.
Assuming USGS is still there. Which may not be the case.
Thankfully, I am able to train dye this.
Okay, let me check to see what USGS says.
Getting minuscule but non-zero amounts of XP. Uh-huh.
Looks like we just had one, it was a 2.5 in San Juan Bautista, just south of here. Just past Gilroy.
Okay.
Between Hollister and Prunedale.
I'm amazed you felt that.
That was 5.5 kilometers away. It was a tiny one, but I indeed felt an earthquake. I was not wrong. We're California native. We are so blasé about earthquakes.
If it doesn't hit 4, it's not even worth talking about.
Yeah.
Especially us, who are natives of Fallbrook.
Yeah, Fallbrook was near a
It's a
very
constant string of like 3s.
Yeah, it was near a very active minor fault. So we felt everything. All I could think of is the scene in LA Story at the cafe with the earthquake going off.
I always think of the pilot, I think that's all there was, of the series for 4 seasons.
Mm.
Which only deals with like 1 or 2 of the characters from the movie. Alan Alda is there to give like an introduction, and that's it. Because his is the character. Only seen like bits of the movie, but it ends with this one guy's car basically, among other things going on, this one guy's car basically sinking in through the ice into a lake.
Oops. That's not good.
Basically, they've fished the car out and refurbished it, and he and his wife are moving to California. And basically drive out there and talk to some of the people they know out there and everything, to as they get situated in their house. And of course, it's a beachfront house.
Of course.
So one of the bits is, of course, him going out the back patio and having a panic attack when he realizes is just how far down things go below the patio. But they're like talking and everything, and there's this earthquake starts, and he's just kind of staring at this blast, slowly wandering over the table while everyone else just keeps talking. He's going,
Yeah, if it's below 4.0, it's just snoozeville for Californians.
Okay.
Now, over 4.0, it's like, oh, we had an earthquake. Should I be worried?
Yeah.
5.0, oh yeah, we
when
start
you start
worrying.
getting concerned.
Yeah.
Start.
Yeah. He wants to go for walkies.
Well, I'm almost there. I'm actually creating the finals now.
But I will freely admit, one of the reasons why Californians can be kind of lackadaisical about small earthquakes is we have a very strict building code for a reason.
Yes.
We haven't had a really big one for a while, and that kind of worries me because the longer it is, the more energy builds up.
Yep.
And
The
of
only
course, we've
big one
never had.
recently.
Mhm.
Yeah, is the I forget where it was, but about I don't know, 6 years back now? The one that extended that one fault that's kind of emerging.
Right. And of course, we've never had the big one, TM,
No.
which threatens to drop all of LA into the Pacific Ocean.
Well, that's the legend. But yes. This should probably only be
Hello, Manago. We are here to turn in thingies.
5. Early start.
You know, Manago, we need to do something about that resistance look. Oh no! I need to go by strict.
85.
Oh, very good. I'll be back.
So the next time we have some spare time, we can do the next quest. Both of them are 85 now.
I need to go sell script.
I might need to do the same thing soon. Okay, I'm going to create the last one and then turn in the last two and do it
We
as
do have a
alchemy.
script
Get
vendor
a
here,
little
don't
bit
we?
in there.
Token exchange,
Yeah.
material, script exchange. Yay!
Okay, let's see if I can squeeze both of these in. Or either of them in. Okay, that's one. And for the last one, I need to go spin the script. I knew it was coming. It was only a matter of script.
Of which
Way
last...
back over at the other camp?
Yeah, by the bell. Ish.
Yeah. Always opposite sides of the city. Token, splendors, grip exchange.
And what does Manago say to us? She's calling us a godsend.
Stumpy boots. I put on my stumpy boots.
Stumpy, 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 stumpy. Okay, Manago, what can we do for you? Oh no, we cannot... Interesting.
Huh?
We cannot glamour Manago.
Ah.
Which is very unique.
There's like 2 or 3. Some of it is she's a bit early.
True. True.
Okay, there's my 6. Trade.
You're not trading.
I don't know why I'm not. I'm sure that's what I hit.
Back to the house.
Okay. Yeah. And then definitely call it an evening. But a very successful one.
Remember,
Request,
you
and
asked for
now-
this.
Yes. And now of level for the next quest.
Which we could probably do Monday.
Yeah.
Now, we need to remember we still need to do Valentine's Day because that goes away on the 17th.
Yeah, the buns definitely need to do that on Sunday, and we'll probably do it off air like tomorrow.
Of which we will have no action tomorrow. Action is taking Leo.
Is he getting his thumb into action?
He really should not go around with the juice mixer. That was a bad idea. But no, he's taking Leo to visit the grandparents.
Oh, okay. Oh, very good. Unlike that wall is not very good.
No, that wall is never good. But yeah, he's supposed to, I believe, has his dishes out this coming Tuesday.
Sounds about right. Oh no, the fate failed.
This mount is just crazy. It's huge! Yeah, I think for Three
Keep
Silly
missing
Tanks...
the writing home chorus.
Yeah, I think for Three Silly Tanks, we're just missing, or we're working on Zodiark.
Right.
And we're at the point where we're wondering whether we need to trade one of the tanks for DPS.
Are we? Okay.
Well, there's nothing there in the fight that I see that we can't just tank our way through.
Uh-huh.
As long as we know the mechs. The
Yeah, I
star
figured we were
stamps
still
are
working
pretty
out the
easy
mechs.
once you figure out the trick to them. And
I'm trying to remember what those are.
it's like halfway through the fight, he reaches up, grabs some constellations, and throws them down on the ground, and you have to guess, based on the constellation, where the safe spot is.
That's right, you were telling me about that. I've yet to see it. I just know random things happen.
It's not random, but it is what it is.
It is for me.
Well, I think that's it for the night. Thank you all for joining
Yes.
us. Sorry we ran a little late. You can blame Rylea here. It's all her fault. Don't you mouthy. Yeah, if I remember
if they
right...
decided to stay up late watching us going late, that's their fault, not mine.
Yeah, with the EX, I'm not really seeing anything there that would kill a three-man party that knew what they were doing. The big question is whether we can make Enrage or not on DPS, because we're not the best DPSers in the world. So...
Well,
it is what it is.
and hey, Orca.
I remember when Zodiark first came out, it was fairly easy to defeat because you effectively just needed one person who knew what the mechanics were putting a safety Dorito on, and everyone could follow them, and it was smooth sailing. I do not expect the end stuff to be that at all. With this said, thank you all very much for coming along. We will be back tomorrow night for more Deep Dungeon shenanigans. With that said, be safe, be well, get a good night's sleep, and we will see you tomorrow.
Yes, everyone have a great night. Hope to see you then.